Hi, I'm Dave, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a tab menu. It's in WordPress. I have a theme I found that I really like. I like the way the menu bars are on here on this theme. It's a store theme called 9 Store. It's by Astro Blue, and I'm trying to clone this tab using Elementor, which is a very popular WordPress page builder now. So that's what I'm trying to do, because I really like the way the menu feature is on here. It's you can get all your products there, and you can switch it in there, and it's got another menu on the side here. So I'm just going to clone something similar to this using Elementor, not the Pro version. I think the Pro version might be able to do a little more, but just with the basic version, which is was a little tricky. So here I am, and this is one of my test pages I was working on to see if I can clone that. This is what I ended up with here. Let's go back up here. I went too far down. So basically I have the three tabs I put in here. I put a logo on the far right top there, and just some writing here. You could have color or text or whatever. And this is something that was a little tricky here, because if you so I was trying to get something like this. This is just text, really. It's not a link. These are the links here: featured, bestseller. These ones, and they change colors. You click them. So I didn't get everything exactly. This is what I was able to end up with, is something like this. So the trick was on the tabs that you have an Elementor. You don't have the option to have this like an icon here, so I had to kind of generate that, doing a few fancy little tricks, and this is about the closest I can get. This part does change color. If you notice, when I change the tabs, you can colorize this. It would have been nice if I could have just isolated the top part, but I don't think there's a way to do it in the Elementor basic free version. So this is about the closest I could come to it. And then I put a border. It's a double line rounded border with 10 pixel radius. And so I could have easily had my logo in here too. So I'll show you how to recreate this in case anyone wants to do this, because I did have a few challenges when I was doing it, and so it might make life easy for someone else who wants to do it, and just avoid some of the pitfalls. So let's reclone it. So what I got to do, go and drag a tab section in there. So that's what you start with. Wait, make sure I didn't pass that here. Okay, I'm actually new to Elementor, but I really like it. It's great. I think I'll get the Pro version because there's extra features here. So let's grab this and let's put it underneath there. So we're just making another one of the same thing. So that's how it started out there. I should mention that I've also got this lining up pretty close to my page, roughly the edge there. I'm trying to line it up. So here's the finished. If you're looking at it through a real browser, this is what it looks like. So I can adjust the width, right? I can have it full width, or I can kind of compress it in, and that's another thing I'll explain about that. So what this is built on here is really on my finished one. It's actually 3 columns actually. So these columns allow me to, you can see I can stretch, so I can position where I want it to be, sort of there, and that's why I can kind of line up the edges there a bit. So that's how I did it. That's why I used the 3 columns. And there's another reason I did the 3 columns, because I was doing that with some stuff up here. When I was laying this out, I also went to have an extra column on the side, and on here I had an extra column on the side. And the reason for that is, believe it or not, it's Firefox. Chrome displays this okay, but Firefox, it messes up the alignment. So I found the way around that was just put the column on the side. So I have extra column there. I think this is 1, 2, 3 columns here. Oh, there's actually another column here too, so I've got one on the end. Don't know if I did that on top. Yeah, I did. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 columns here. And so this is something I won't cover right now, but how I did this. This was a little more tricky. So what I did here, first I just I just dragged that tab as I just did a few minutes ago, that tab element. But now I'm going to add. So I have to click on here, or right click and duplicate. It'll make another. Let's see, did I make another column? Bear with me a few seconds here. I'm trying to duplicate the. Let me just make sure I'm on the right thing here. Sometimes if you click to delete that, I think I made another row. Let's see here. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Okay, so let's delete this. Okay, let's start all over. I got to put my section in there first. Okay, so I'm sure some of you guys are ahead of me on this. I've only done it once before, so let's see. I think this is where it goes. Okay, yeah. So now I have two sections. That's the default when you drop something in there. Just take a quick. Yeah. Okay, that's what I got there. Okay, so now I'm gonna. Okay, this is where you right-click on it. Or you could do it here. It doesn't matter. So you can right-click, and we're going to duplicate. And now we'll have three columns, right? So that's what I want. I want three columns, and I'm gonna now get the element section here. Go to the element section. That's this area. And where is that now? It's tabs. Let me try to find that again. So bear with me, I'm fairly new with Elementor, but I think this video might help someone who wants to do a little bit with the tab section. You know, not too fancy, but you know, to be able to add a little bit more, you know, like maybe a graphic here, an image, and then you can color the tabs and stuff. So where is it? I must have let's see. Oh, here, tabs. Okay, finally. Okay, so now you see what's happened there. The tabs are there. I'm going to widen that out. I'm sort of trying to duplicate what I have on top there. So you'll see what I did in a second here. More or less like that, right? Okay, so now I get two tabs. So if I click on the tabs, we can add a new item. So let's say make three items. So we did there. Okay, so here we go. Tab 3, we'll say. Tab. What's going to happen there? It was already tab. Space. Number 3. Okay, so we get number 3 now. You see? Now here's the problem. You see, if you look at my tab number 1, the tabs by default hug the left edge. They start right at the left, but you see how I've got a graphic here? So I'm going to show you how that's done, because that's sort of like what this one was. There was a graphic here. You can't click it, but there's the first tab is featured, and then bestseller, and it goes on. So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so here we go. Let me click on this one here, and then click here, tabs, and you'll see it's. I want to edit tab 1, so click on tab 1 there. So it's in this description. Here's the trick. I can't just. I want to put a bunch of spaces so I can move this over, but guess what? It doesn't move over. So it's ignoring the spaces. If I put a bunch of gibberish in there, like this, it'll move it, right? But I don't want all that junk. So how do we do that? Well, there's a little trick I found online. Now you have to use. You can't just do it directly here. You have to use Notepad or Word or something, some text editor. So let's open up Notepad here. Notepad, and I'll show you a little trick here. This might come in handy. And this will come in handy for something, maybe other things you're doing. If you hit Alt and 255, now here's the trick on this 255 thing. You have to use the little keyboard. You get the number keys on top of a key on your computer, but then you got the little numbers on the right hand side. It's like It's like a grid of numbers, like, 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. They're all in like a square. You have to use that section. I'm not sure why. If you use the numbers on top, for some reason I wasn't able to get this to work. So just a little tip there for you. And make sure your number lock is not on. So what you do is you hit the Alt key, and then you hit 255, and then release. And then do that again. Alt key 255, release. Alt key 255, release. And you just keep doing that until you get enough space. Alt 255. See, I got a little bit of space there already. And I'm going to show you what I'm doing with that in a second. Okay, so I have a little bit of space. I might need a bit more, but I'll copy that. So I'm just going to copy that from the notepad. Copy that space. And this is some kind of ASCII code space. It's different than just using your space bar. And so there you go. On the title and description, I'm going to paste that. You see what I did? But look what happened to the tab. It moved, right? Now I'll do another one. Watch. Paste it again. It moved. So I have space here now. Okay, so that's, I'm going to do it one more time. So, oh, maybe it's too much. Okay, so I can delete some of this here. Whoops. Computer seems slow sometimes. More or less, that's good enough for right now. Okay, so now, how do I get the images in there? I'll save this just in case something funny happens, and then we'll put an image there now. Now this is another trick I learned just by playing around with this. I'm going to grab another column section in here. Let's go back here, get the element. Okay, now I'm going to put another column. Now what I did before, I grabbed a column section. I don't think I grabbed it in, put it in there anywhere, did I? You gotta wait till that blue thing highlights, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's right there. Is that right? Or did I put it into another? I think I did that wrong. It's gotta go in between here and here. There. Oh, I think I had it. There we go. That's what I want. I don't want it into another another box there. I want to have it separate. Okay, so the first thing I did is I put it there. Okay, and let me see some other settings here, and I'm just going to jump up to my original here. Where's my original box? Yeah, that's the box. Let me see what this box is. This is the box container. I want to just get its properties here. Yeah, I think that's the one. Okay, so I have it full width. This is in the layout section. Full width and stretched. Okay, just that's the first step. Then this is the the original one, and then in here, I'm going to get to that in a second. This might confuse you. If I get okay, this is the container for that. So what do we have for that? What are the properties for that one? Okay, the only option you have for this tab container is full width. You don't have stretch, so just that's the setting you should also pay attention to. So let's see if this is done on stretch as well. See, it's box. We got to change that to stretched or full width. Sorry, we don't have stretch. Yeah, so it's boxed or full width there. There's no stretched like the other container had. So that's the one point just almost forgot to mention there. Okay, so now we're going to start putting some graphic in there. So now I put this on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to add one more column. Add a new column. There we go. Okay, so we got 3 columns. I'll just sort of make the columns roughly the same as what we have above there. Okay, roughly. Doesn't have to be too exact right now. Okay, and this one isn't really as critical. I don't really need 3 columns, but I need 2. So I just put 3 anyway. Okay, so now I'm going to, into this column here, I just want to make sure I'm doing this right here. Actually, I can slide this column here. What I'm doing is I'm going to slide it to put there. This column here is going to be where I'm going to put an image for this. You're going to see it's below, but I'm going to do some adjusting so it goes above. And actually, I'm going to move this in a second. This is how I did it the first time. I put an image in here, and then I adjusted the image so it's offset so it comes up here. The problem with that is if the contents in these tabs has a different height, your image will bounce around. So I found the workaround to that is, let's drag this whole thing above, okay, above the tabs. If I can get it above there. Let's see if I got everything. Let me see if I did that right here. Got it messed up again, I think. Okay, let's get it above the tabs. There it is. I think that's where I need it. Yeah, okay. So by having this above, it doesn't matter if the contents changes in height. It won't mess up with the image height. You'll see that in a second. You can try it if you don't believe me, but you can try it, and you'll see that it works better above. So now I'm going to dump an image in here, okay, and we're going to adjust where we want that image. I think I want that in a little bit more. Okay, something like that, maybe like that. So let's go get an image. Now you go to the elements again here. And, oh, I'm already on elements. Okay, I'm going to drop the image into here. Okay, now here I click and I just pull an image. In the first one, I just had an image with text on it. Okay, if I can find it, I will recreate that whole thing with text. Or maybe I can use a different image. Let's see. Let me see this one here. Okay, just grab a different image. Okay, so you see that image is up there now. Okay. I want to get it right in here. So how do I do that? Well, there's a few ways. Now I'm going to move, instead, you can't move this thing down far enough, but I can move this up, which I'm not sure why, but it does work. So if I click on this whole section, and if I go to my margins, you see I can, okay, I got to go the other way. So what I'm trying to do, okay, there you can see, bingo, finally. This is what I wanted to do. So now I've got the image here like this, you know. Tab color is easy to change. We have to click this blue section here, which is the middle column, which is where all the tabs are. So that's what I got to click to edit that. Now my tabs will appear there. Okay, sorry for that confusion. Okay, now we're going to edit the colors of the tabs, and that's under styling. Okay, so you can see the border color, background color. Okay, so let's change the background color a little bit. See, we've got the gray. Okay, we can make it a bit, you know, we'll leave it like that. Okay, so that's one change we can make, and then there's a border color and a border background. Okay, let's see what that does. Okay, if I do something like purple, okay, that's the border for the actual. Or let's make it red. It's something really easy to see. Okay, so we got a red outline on the boxes there, and it's 1 pixel. Of course, you make it really thick if you want. Okay, so we'll keep that down to 1. I think that looks okay. And well, this isn't. I'm not putting a lot of design thought into this. I'm just wanting to show you where the adjustments are. And now let's go to these colors here. Let's see what happens here when I change that color. Okay, these are the title. Okay, so now they're all violet. Okay, that's the default color, and so that's good. There's one more setting on this here. I can find it. Get the red outline, the background here. Get the okay, active color. That's what I was looking for. It kind of disappeared on me before. Okay, so here's the active color once you actually hit the tab. Let's make it green or something. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so that's that. Okay, that's what you do to clear. To clear this, you just toggles. You just hit the color again. That's what I didn't know. Okay, content color. I'm not sure what that controls. Oh, okay, that's the color of the text, I guess. So we can change the color of the text there. Make it Let's make it real black or something. Okay, so that's not a big deal. So toggle that there. Okay, and you can, of course, you can change the typography. I'll just leave it alone. I'm not really. In this video, I'm not really worried about that. I'm just trying to show you how to edit these things. So now we've got this done here. Now I remember I had the image here. We could have also put an image on this corner. Like, instead of doing it the way I did it, another way to do it would be to and then this one, I'm trying to remember now how I did this one. I think I had the image on the bottom and I just raised it up. So I think I just or no, I think I had a let's check and see here. I think there's a way to have a background image in this thing. Background, here we go. So background, whoops, hitting two things too fast, and it's jumping all over. Hit the background. So you're under advanced in this tab section again. And now we're going to background. You got to hit this little brush thing. That's what it is. There's a hover thing too. I didn't play with the hover thing, but that's the same idea. So now we can import an image there. Let's grab an image. Let's okay. I'll just grab this logo here again and insert media. Okay, so now the media is way in the background of this whole thing. You see, it doesn't look like what we got up here, but we can do that. We can move this around. So what we do is we have these things called positions, and so let's go to the top left or top right, I think it is, in the way I've done the other one. You can move this anywhere, okay, but it's still big, so we've got to make it smaller. We don't want it to repeat, so let's take no repeat on. Okay, the size, we want a custom size here. So then as soon as you hit the custom, this thing pops up and allows you to control the width. So I want the width, really, I want to shrink that puppy. See, now we've got more or less what we had on the other one. Now, of course, I could take this image out and, you know, just have done that way. But I did it. I'm showing you two ways of skinning the cat. And of course, I think, yeah, I can move the width, but I don't have as much control of where I want to put this. Top, like I have top, right, center. You know, you've only got these. You can't move it. I don't believe there's a way to move it wherever you want with margins and stuff. I don't think I can see that. Maybe in the CSS, and I don't think you can do CSS without. Yeah, you have to upgrade to get the CSS. So if you want to, then you might have more control on that. But so yeah, that's about all we can do. I'll show you what that does if I take it to the top middle. I guess you're going to see it. Where is it? Top center. Yeah, see, it's just moved it over. So it's just a way of moving things. You know, like you're having your images in here and stuff like that. So let's save this. Okay. And I will show you another thing that we didn't look at yet, and that was the I have this double line box around the container. So let's see if I can do that with this one here as well. Where do I find that? I think that's in here. Well, I think it's the container itself. I didn't allow a lot. I should put some spacing there. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is the container for the tabs. This area here, the center column. And let's go to in the right here, borders. That's where it is. It's in borders. So here we go. I want to have the border radius, let's say 10. Okay, that's going to make it 10 for everything, and I want to make the border type double. So you see what it did? It just made it double there. Okay, it's not, you know, you can play around with this a lot. You can, you know, you can make it dotted. See, you get a dotted border. You could make it dashed. Okay, I'll just leave it like that for now, and let's take a look at the what it looks like from a real browser. So let's reload this page. Bear with me, it's a bit slow. I don't know why. Got fast internet, but still slow. Never fast enough. So there we go. I guess this can be adjusted. It's a little off. Sometimes that happens in the, even though Elementor is supposed to be good, and this could come down. Okay, just to summarize here what I did. I have created the three tabs. Okay, we added the background, changed the colors of, when you click them, and we're going to have, I put the logo here, just moved it to the right side. So now I'm going to recreate that just quickly again, just to review this. I'm going to add a section here, so we have to go up a bit. It's got to be near the bottom of the last element. There it is. Oh, just want to change this blue. It's a little bit touchy. Okay, and I'm going to add another column. Right click and duplicate. So now we get 3 columns. And I'm going to just check this area here too under its box. That's what we want. Because we're inside of another main container here. And that one's full width, full stretch. So we're inside of that. Okay, as I made that earlier. So we got 3 columns. Let's move this about there, and this one here. You're gonna see what I do in a second here. Maybe a bit over yet, even more. Okay, and a little bit more. Okay, so now what we're gonna do here. Let's move this away from this top thing. It's getting a little close. So we're going to put some, unconnect that top margin there. Just push it down a bit, that's all. Yeah, just so it doesn't interfere with it. Okay, that's good enough. Now, we're going to put an image in here, because that's going to correspond with this area here in a second. So let's drag an image into there. Let's go to the Elements section, drag an image. Okay. Bingo, got an image. Let's actually select an image. We'll pick this guy here, and so now the image is there. You see. So now, how do we get this up there? It's pretty easy. What we're gonna do is put this on the top layer too. Actually, I might not even have to do that. Let's just see what happens. I want to make sure tab 1 is selected because it's got the gray area. This is not this gray area is not transparent, does not have a transparent background, so I want this image to be on the top layer of this, and I still want all my tabs to work. So we'll put that there. Now let's adjust this container here and go to the advanced settings. Let's change the margin now. Let's get that wrong way. We're gonna go in the negative direction. So it's gonna be, let's go to 0. What is that? 0, 0. We're gonna go minus yet, I think. So let's see if that's going to work. I think this is going to work. Yeah, see, it's going to work now. So I think somehow the row got corrupted before I was trying it, and I couldn't get the result I needed. But now it seems to be working. Okay, the image size and everything can be adjusted by clicking on this image, going to Style, and the image width can be adjusted right here. You can see what happens here in a second. I can make it bigger or smaller. From my experience, it tends to get bigger later, so I'm going to go a bit more on the small side. I may have to do some tweaking here later, but that should do it. Yeah, that should do it. Okay, update that. We'll just try it, see what it looks like. That's the basic of it. Okay, let's refresh this. This was sort of redone here a bit. Okay, I just took it. Oops, too far down. Yeah, so there it is. It's a little too big, right? As I said, but it works. You see, the tabs all work. So if I want to go back there, I got to pop up there. I can adjust the size, and then I can also move it over. You have to do a little bit of playing around because it doesn't look exactly like it does in here. For some reason, they still can't get editors to do that very good. So I hope that helps someone out there, and maybe I'll make some more videos, some other issues or problems that I found or workarounds that can be helpful for someone else. Alright, thanks for watching.